Hello, and welcome to Cooking with Todd. This is Todd. For today's video, I am making a Tuscan-inspired soup. This is by no means a traditional Tuscan soup that comes from Tuscany, but it is a soup that I have found that I like. You're going to need about 1 pound of bacon, which I have in my Dutch oven on the stove already cut into pieces. You're also going to need 1 pound of Italian sausage. You can use about 4 to 5 links, just remove the casing, and that would be the same. I just went this route because this is what I have on hand. You're going to need 1 can of diced tomatoes. I'm just using fire roasted. You don't have to use fire roasted. You're going to need some sort of white bean. I'm using white kidney there. You're going to need about 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. I normally never use this stuff, but I've actually kind of found it quite convenient to use as of lately. You're going to need a pinch of red pepper flakes. I have about 3/4 teaspoon of salt here. I have about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And then I have 1 tablespoon of Italian blend seasoning. You're going to need 250 milliliters of heavy cream. You're going to need 1.5 liters of chicken broth. I'm using Better Than Bouillon. It's what I always use. And that's going to be about 6 cups of the broth. And if you want to, the original recipe calls for, I believe, cherry tomatoes. I have cherry tomatoes, but I'm using those for something else, so I will not be using those in this recipe. So if you want to stick to my original recipe for this, you can just do that. You're going to need 1 medium large onion. That's just minced, or diced I should say. You're going to need 1 rib of celery, and then down in the bottom there I got 2 medium-sized carrots. And I'm checking my recipe. Oh yes, and then you're going to need 1 yellow fleshed potato. These are quite small, so I went with 2. And then you're also going to need a handful of chopped spinach or kale, and you can also use chopped collards if you would prefer. To get started, you're going to want to go ahead and get your Dutch oven on your stove and get your bacon and start browning that up. I will go ahead and switch the camera angle over to the stove. Okay, so I have the bacon here and it is pretty much done now. I'm going to go ahead and add in my sausage, and you don't have to use the brand that I'm using. You can use whatever brand you want. It can be store brand, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure it's Italian. And I'm going to go ahead and just break this up and cook this until the sausage is almost done. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my seasoning and my veg. And I will bring you back when I get ready to do that. Okay, so my sausage is pretty much done now. There's a couple pieces in here that's not cooked through. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my seasonings. Just give this a quick stir. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add in my carrots and celery and my onion. I'm going to go ahead and just cook this until the onion is translucent, and I will bring you back. Okay, so I'm happy with how those are coming out right now, so I'm going to go ahead and just add in my garlic. I'm going to go ahead and finish this container here off. I'm going to also go ahead and add in my potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and just give this a good stir. Let this cook here for a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in my better than bouillon. Okay, so that's cooked for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add in about 4.5 to 5 spoons of these, of this spoon right here. I think that's more than enough actually, so I'm going to just stop right there. I'm going to stir this in. I'm going to go ahead and add in my 1.5 liters of water. And I'm going to just give this a quick stir. I'm going to go ahead and just cover that and bring that up to a simmer, and then I'm going to go ahead and drain and rinse my beans, and I'm going to drain and rinse my tomatoes and get that added in there. And then I will bring you back when I'll actually just bring you back when I'm getting ready to do that. Okay, I'm back, and I got this all up to a simmer now. I'm going to go ahead and add in my rinsed tomatoes and beans. And I'm also going to go ahead and add in that 250 milliliters of heavy cream. I'm going to go ahead and give that a quick stir. And I'm going to taste this for salt. Trying to get a spoon that don't have a whole bunch of oil in it. There we go. Okay, I think that's fine. I actually might end up adding a little extra water to this. It's just a wee bit too salty for me. Not by much, but I'm going to go ahead and probably end up maybe adding another, I don't know, 150 mils, just to kind of wash this out. I'm going to go ahead and just start with that much. But this is pretty much done. All I have to do is just add in a handful of spinach or kale or chard, or not chard, collards, and that's pretty much all I have to do. So I'm just going to end it right here. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button. If you enjoy the content I'm putting out, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for coming along with me on this journey of mine.